I wanted to create a diary entry of a typical day for my 5.5-month-old Malinois-Dutch Shepherd Cross, in the possibly optimistic hope that with time she will be less demanding and I can look back at this and breathe a sigh of relief. The day starts at 5 AM, and whilst I realise that not everyone gets up at 5 in the morning, I'm hardwired that way after years of conditioning, and as soon as Blue hears me, she starts mithering, so the easiest solution is to take her out for her first of many toilet trips into the back garden. Because she's going through a phase of eating her own poo, my job is to follow her around the garden with a dedicated shovel and remove temptation. This requires a robust capacity to ignore my sense of smell so early in the morning. With dump number 1 of the day completed, she goes back to bed for an hour with a Kong covered in peanut butter to take the edge off her appetite, whilst I have a shower, a coffee and catch up on the news and emails. At 6:30 I have my breakfast and then feed her the first of her 3 meals of the day. I like to be resting an hour before and an hour after she eats, so after another toilet trip and dump number 2, she's back in her crate for a nap. The next adventure is the first walk of the day. Both walks of the day are probably about 25 to 30 minutes long in normal circumstances, but given the time it takes for her to sniff and smell absolutely everything, they can take 45 to 50 minutes. The first walk of the day is an area behind the house enclosed by a deer fence, so I can let her off the lead. After the walk, it's back home to bed for a nap, not that she actually sleeps, and then after an hour and a quarter, it's a 20 to 30 minute toilet break and a play or training session. Back to bed for another nap before meal number 2 at about 12, and then I wait the hour for her to digest, and it's time for walk number 2, which is a well-used dog walk and a smell and sniff overload for her. Needless to say, this walk is all on the lead, given the temptation for her to subsidise her food allowance with the many offerings available. I'm very much hoping she grows out of this phase very soon. Then she's back to bed for another nap, and then a play and training session before going back in the crate until 6. Then it's meal number 3, followed by some calm play, typically chewing something as a preference, followed by another nap, before a toilet trip is around 8:30, and then she's in the crate for the night at around 9 o'clock. Obviously this all describes a day at home, which is easy to manage, but regardless of any other demands, I try to keep to the meal times and the 2 walks with as much play and mini training sessions as time permits in between. I did the usual research on Belgian and Dutch Shepherd dogs before getting Blue. High energy, need lots of physical and mental exercise, intelligent, easily bored, very trainable, blah blah blah. I'm now finding that the words understate just how much of a high demand dog they can be. Simple rule with Blue, she's either in a crate or pretty much in my line of sight, otherwise destructive things can tend to happen. That said, I consider myself fortunate that while she is pretty full on and demanding during the day, she really calms down after a 3rd meal and then sleeps through the night. She's a source of huge joy despite the constant demands, and I'm not sure I would now want it any other way. It's all good.